Hello, everybody. Welcome back once again to the Final Fantasy VII walkthrough. All right, so we're at the shack, and we're going to head back to the Ice Gate Glacier. Is that the name of this place? I forget the actual name. Anyways, here Barrett's like talking about how he realizes how great or how awesome nature is, and then he's like, but it's freezing, and so Shinra's really doing things right, you know, but making like, you know, whatever reactors in places for that's warm and there's energy and blah, and then he's like, wait a minute, Shinra great? I must be going crazy. So anyway, so we're back at the Oh, did I see it? I see the cave. There it is. Go to the cave. So the cave is in the middle, I believe, of the... what is this? It's kind of like the initial screen, I guess, where you start at right after going to the... whatchamacallit? Jeez, the shack. I'm just going to call it the shack or the shanty. the climber's house, whatever. But anyways, smack dab in the middle of the central map is this cave, and there is, I believe, an enemy all materia in here. Now, we've got a ton of them already. There it is. And I don't know if this is probably like the fourth one or something like that. Excuse me. Wow. Later on in the game, the all materias actually become buyable from Fort Condor, which is nice. The all materias, and actually one of the things I really like about them is once you finally master them, you can sell them back for just a crazy amount of money, and they actually level fairly quickly. So that being said, that's kind of one of the ways that I make a lot of money in order to fund my chocobo raising. And you know, if you're not going out of your way and doing a ton of extra battling, it can just be nice because you know, if you're not doing any sort of extra leveling or stuff like that, it can be hard to keep up with the equipment purchases. Now here I'm going to head straight south from the cave as best as I can. And all right, so here we go. We should be on the snowy path. I don't remember exactly which way. Actually, I'm not really. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. So my goal here is to get to the hot springs, which is kind of where we fell over at at the end of the last video. And the reason for that is you actually need to touch the hot springs in order to trigger an event. So here, if you can run down to the water line, and there's the hot spring. All right, so then we'll just head back the way we came. The reason for doing that is the area that I want to actually go is kind of a one-way, which is odd for the Great Glacier. I don't really know why they did it. I'm just not sure. I guess it doesn't really matter because you have to do it anyway. Here, I want to point out one thing. I kind of screwed up. So what I should have done was run to the north a bit farther, because when the map changed and I started kind of curving down, I ended up just back down at the same map that we had just come from. So if that seems strange, again, that's because when I left the snowy path and tried to go to the north towards the central map, you know, I just didn't run far north enough. So then when the map did spin, I ended up just running back into the same screen that I had come from. So hopefully that makes sense. It's just the central map is actually a perfect square. Well, maybe not perfect. I can't really say whether or not that's true, but it is a square. And you know, unfortunately, when the map pivots like that, if you're not careful or if you haven't run far enough from the edge, you will make the mistakes that I did here. So here I'm hopefully I moved up far enough to the north. We're going to find out, but Oh, no, stop going this way. This is probably not going to end up going well. If you notice there, I pivoted again a little bit too much to the side. Yeah, so I'm probably back in the same spot, unfortunately. So learn from my mistakes. I think eventually I got it right where I was like, okay, this is ridiculous, and I think it did take 3 times here. So I'm sure I'm back at square one here. So we'll find out in a second. But eventually I learned that I needed to, you know, go a bit farther away from the screen. Here I got some materia to level up, which is always good to see. Oh, oh, nope. We're in the right spot. Yeah, we're in the right spot. Okay, good deal. So the icy path is definitely where we want to be. And then here, this is, I guess, considered the rocky path. And this next screen is where we want to be. And let's head up here into the cave. The cave is where we can get some, or a summon materia, if I remember correctly. Now this is the snow enemy. The snow enemy you can steal a circlet from. The circlet is actually pretty decent. Very, very magic oriented. I think it's like plus 30 magic and maybe like plus 30 spirit or something like that. We'll see here in a minute. I guess don't quote me on those stats. But if I remember correctly, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's a huge chunk of stats in comparison to most of the other items that you can obtain at this point in the game. You know, the only other thing we've got so far has been like power risks and stuff that only give you plus 10. Now that being said, I guess if you went out of your way, there it is, Snow Circlet. So if you went out of your way at the gold saucer to do the duels. There's actually a champion belt there, which is really good too. That thing is pretty insane. But I did not do that yet. So at this point in the game, again, plus 30 to stats is pretty nice. But all right, so let's head up into this cave. Now keep in mind, I wanna say one thing. The path to this cave is a one-way. Technically, yes, I see that there's 2 entrances to this. I'll never forgive you. Okay. So again, technically there's 2 entrances to this screen, but the southern path is a one-way. So once you travel to the south, you can't get back. You can't go back up to this cave by going north. So hopefully that makes sense. Just keep, long story short, in order to get to this cave, you have to start from the central map, and then head to the east. You know, take the 3 generic paths, and you'll get to this cave. Keep in mind, though, too, you have to touch the hot spring before you touch this snow enemy. Now, it sounds like it's a battle, or, a boss fight, but it's really not. That's just the... you know, the music that they played for it. But then you get the Alexander materia, which is kind of cool. Alexander looks pretty awesome in this game. So I'm not sure where I'll end up equipping it. It seems kind of strange to put it here. Normally, the as you progress through the game, the summons typically take more and more AP to level up. Yeah, so I did swap it for a double. But, alright, anyways. So in order to continue on here, there's, I believe, one last materia that we need. And we need to head south. And we'll head south for 2 screens. And we'll come to another area. And now, again, I want to point this out. These 2 screens here, you'll only get if you come from the cave and head south, because again, this is a one-way path, so keep that in mind. All right. Excuse me. So, all right, we've almost obtained everything. So that's actually pretty awesome. So we're almost completely done. All right, so here we are. All right, so what you're going to want to do, and you're going to notice I've got a little cut here. Yeah, so I popped over to the opposite side of the screen. But what you want to do is actually, if you're on this screen, you need to just head right back to the north. So basically, you know, from the cave, you head down two screens. You'll arrive here, and then you just want to head right back to the north. And that will take you on the, again, the one-way path. So you won't end up back at the cave. Like you would expect, and like, you know, that would make sense. But again, for whatever reason, it ends up being a one-way, and you end up back at the hot springs. So again, I don't know why they did that. It doesn't make any sense, but whatever, I guess. That's what they decided to do. So I almost wonder if it wasn't, you know, some sort of mistake, but I don't know. You just never know. You never know with this game, you know. There's a couple of bugs here and there, and this very well might have been one of them. But anyways, all right. So heading right back to the north, right from where we came, and we'll get. If you notice here, the path has already changed, and this pathway actually leads northwest instead of northeast. And here's the added cut materia. So that's the final, I guess, reward for this place. I think we have officially grabbed everything, other than I believe I did miss a mind source way back at you know, the initial left screen, I guess I'm going to call it. So my bad on that, you know, but one mind source isn't going to make or break us. But anyways, all right, so I am now, or obviously we passed through the hot springs again, and I'm headed back towards the central map. And then if you are actually in the central map, you just need to go to the north. And that'll take you to Gaia's Cliff, which is the next part of the dungeon, I guess we'll call it. But I'm not sure if I passed out or not. One more time. I think I did. I think it took me just a little bit too long. Yep, there we go. Blop. So good thing was it was a shortcut back here. So, I mean, like I said, so we're already done with the Ice Gate Glacier. There's a few more screens that I didn't really explore, I guess, but there's nothing else there, so there just wasn't really any reason to. So, here the guy here is going to talk to us a little bit about how to stay warm and stuff, but it's pretty easy stuff, actually. I'll explain it a little bit more too once we actually get there, but I would say it's not a bad idea to save right here. Again, we've already explored all of the Ice Gate Glacier, and you really don't want to have to go back there, you know, just say in case you got a game over or something like that. So always a good idea to save extra. Now, heading to the south here would take you back to the central map, you know, and then and back into Ice Gate Glacier. Obviously, that's not where I want to go. So I'm heading up to the top of the screen and heading into, I think this is considered Gaia's Cliff. So if you notice here, there's a little temperature gauge, and right now it's at 37 degrees. Oh, dropped down to 36. The maximum you can have it is at 38. So what you can do is you have to be on one of the. You can't be climbing when you try to warm yourself up. So I always, before I'm about to climb again, I always get up to 38, or most of the time. I was at 37, I guess, when I started. But I think you can let your body temperature get down to, I think 26 might be the lowest you can go. I never got that low, but if you do let it get too low, you'll pass out again, and you'll end up back at Halzoff's house or whatever that guy's name was, which is pretty amazing that that guy just keeps saving you over and over. But I guess, yeah, that's cool of him. But anyways, all right. So there's this area is kind of goofy. Obviously, you can't really tell where you need to climb at. I guess, you know, does it really matter? No, you'll probably get it figured out anyway. But I'd say this first screen isn't too bad. It's not too complicated. Like the path that you have to take is pretty easy. And if you notice here, I'm just running around trying to get into a random battle. I wanted to fight a Marlboro, so that's what I'll be trying to do here. But like I said, the first screen isn't too difficult. It's fairly straightforward. Later on, there's a couple of more screens that are similar to this that are a little more complicated. But again, I would say as long as you warm yourself up before you make climbs, you'll do just fine. It's not really difficult. All right, so here we have. It actually took me a few times, a few battles to get into with the Marlboros here. And I think the first time I fought one of these guys, he would just not cast Bad Breath, which is the enemy skill that I'm trying to learn from him. So I wasn't getting all that lucky when facing him, but eventually we made it happen. So if you want to, or if you've been trying to get the enemy skills, you'll have to hang around and try to learn Bad Breath here from this Marlboro. Now, I believe I ended up equipping all 3 of my characters with the enemy skill materia, so just as soon as this guy casts it on me, which may take a little while, we'll learn it and be on our way. I'll be honest, Bad Breath is another one of those enemy skills that I really don't use that much. It might have, specific uses. I don't know what that would be, but again, it's not one of the ones that I use a whole lot. Now, that being said, it's probably important to have your characters equipped with whatever ribbons that you've got. I think Cloud might be the only. Actually, I think we only have one right now. I keep forgetting where the ribbons are at in the game, but I think we still only have just the one. So, anyways, I've got that equipped on Cloud. I'm not sure why am I hovering over the Steel Command? I already stole the Marlboro tentacles, or M tentacles, whatever they decided to call it in this game, but boy, hopefully this doesn't take forever. I'm gonna check how long it took me to learn this, because oh, there it is, never mind. False, oh wow, yeah, that's horrible. So, Toad, it looks like Poison, Sleep. That would have been horrible. So, keep that in mind. Equip yourself a ribbon when you're running around the cliffs here, because those guys are nasty. And if I remember correctly, they don't ever use a physical attack, so I don't think they'll ever wake you up. So they'll just keep breathing on you with their whatever frozen breath until you die. And I don't know, maybe if you have enough health, your characters might wake up eventually, but I wouldn't count on it. So, again, be prepared. You've been warned. That is an absolutely nasty skill, and it always is. And I swear, in every Final Fantasy game, Bad Breath is absolutely horrible. So, again, you've been warned. But here we're making it into the first areas of Gaea's Cliff. Now, Stilva, I believe, yes, can cast Magical Breath as well as Trine. So here's your, is this technically the second point to learn Trine? I think it is. Yes. So that being said, it's critical that you learn Trine from him. Because, sorry, I shouldn't say that. That's not actually true. There is one more enemy that will teach us Trine, and just the way that the enemy skill materias work in this game, you can actually equip multiples on one character, and as long as they don't know, or as long as one of those enemy materials doesn't have the skill you're looking for, you can learn it on all of them at the same time. So, like right now, I could have had all of my enemy skill materials loaded up on one character, and I would have learned Magical Breath on all three of those enemy materials at the same time. And again, that's because none of those enemy skill materials had Magical Breath on it yet. The caveat, though, is if I were to have Magical Breath on one of those enemy skill materials, and yet I equipped them all on one character, I would not be able to learn Magical Breath on the ones that didn't have it. So, again, a little bit complicated. Hopefully I did a decent job of describing exactly how that works. But, you know, again, though, keep in mind this isn't the absolute last time that you can learn Trine. Excuse me. That is as long as you didn't do the pagoda at Yutai, which technically you can do. Obviously, I waited because I was fully expecting to do that. So there, if you notice, we got the second ribbon. So there we have it, and I would definitely suggest equipping that on a second character. In my opinion, ribbons are the best accessory in the game. Hands down. There's some other good ones, and they've got specific uses, but I would say overall, ribbons are just the best. They're, you know, there's just too many nasty status effects that can really screw you over in this game. So that's my 2 cents on ribbons. You know, and again, especially being that we're going to be fighting some more Marbros, get that baby equipped and save yourself some headaches and possibly some game overs. Because again, those can be pretty brutal. But yeah, so what else? Magical Breath, Trines learned. Oh, we got a Javelin. I don't remember if this is good or not. Javelin, double. So mathematically, as far as like boosting your materia, I would say mathematically the Javelin is the best weapon in the entire game. It's the only weapon that is 5 slots and has double materia raising capabilities. I almost wonder if they... part of me says they may have messed up and gave it an extra slot, but I don't know. Who knows? Maybe they did indeed mean for that to be that good. But anyway, so what I mean by mathematically the best is at 5 slots and double materias, I always just multiply the two together. So 5 slots times 2 growth is 10. Most of the other weapons and accessories have at best an 8. And what I mean by that is if you've got a weapon like the Rune Edge, like what Cloud's got equipped right now, well, that's 4 slots, but it's double. So I multiply the two together, you get 8. So, you know, there's specifics though too. There's a weapon later on in the game for Cloud. It's a 3 slot. It's got triple materia, which ends up being, again, if you multiply them together, you end up at 9. So that's really good too. But what the other thing I mean though is, you know, when you have this discussion, it's, yeah, the 3 times 3 is really great though for specific materias that are, you know, extremely difficult to level. The best summon in the game takes just a ridiculous amount of AP to level up. So, you know, in instances like that, I would say that the 3 times materia raising capability is better. But that, again, that's just for specific reasons. Now, you know, if you're just trying to raise a ton of different materias as fast as you can, weapons like the Javelin are really good. And again, that's because you can raise 5 at a time at double the rate. So you really, you just have to decide what you want to do and kind of go from there. Anyways, back to the walkthrough stuff. We're kind of just cruising around this cave. We pushed a a rock to knock over some. Are they stalactites or are they stalagmites? I forget the ones that are from the ground up. I forget. Anyways, we had to knock some of those over, and apparently we needed a big rock to do that. So that cleared our path up here, so we can loop around. All right. Alrighty. No! Almost made it one more screen. That's okay. We will survive. Other than the Stilva or whatever his name is, there isn't a whole lot as far as unique enemies here. If you noticed there earlier, the evil head, I was morphing the holy torches. I'm not sure if that's the only place in the game to get those, but I know I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. Maybe I should take care of that right now. Reason being is at a certain point you will not be able to come back here to Gaia's Cliff, so keep that in mind. I went the wrong way here. I think I should have just gone straight up. Not that it really mattered. I think it just makes a big loop. And it's kind of just a pain in the butt. If you notice here, I keep stopping and, oh, am I going down or up? I don't know. Oh, maybe this isn't a loop. Yeah, maybe I might end up actually climbing back down. Yeah, I think I am going to have to. Yep, there's no way up from here. So that's a dead end. So obviously you want to get your body temperature up before you try to climb back. Because, you know, if you don't, there's a good chance that you'll end up freezing, passing out, and needing rescue. So down to 34, not too bad. Let's get back up to 38 and cruise again. And again, just to bring your temperature up, you just have to bash the square button if you're playing on a PlayStation anyway. I assume everybody's playing this on a PlayStation, but it is for PC too, apparently. All right, heading on up. Actually, I believe I'm just going to head inside this next cave and then save my game. So, boy, yeah, as always, I hope this guide was helpful, and I hope you join me for more videos. Thanks for watching.